You're welcome to set an intention for your practice today. It can be a single word or maybe an idea, something you can return back to. Your mind wanders. You're thinking of it as just another resource to draw upon, similar to your breath. Maybe repeat it a few times to yourself. And whenever you're ready, you can release your hands towards the floor beside you. And on an inhale, reach arms overhead, grow tall. Exhale, float the hands down. Inhale, spin palms up as you reach overhead. This time, exhale at an open mouth like you're fogging glass. Inhale, reach up. And this time on your exhale, bring palms to touch and lower hands to heart center. And here you're welcome to join me in greeting one another with namaste as a sign of respect. Namaste. Inhale, you can lift back up through your seated posture. You can blink the eyes open if they were closed, or you can continue working with eyes closed or soft gaze. It's really up to you. The first few stretches we'll be doing will be some pretty passive neck stretches. So if you'd like to switch which leg is in front, if you're sitting with your legs crossed, you can do that. And as you're ready, you can bring chin to chest. Inhale, rolling right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, slowly bring chin back to chest. Inhale, go the other way, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Continue 2 more each side. Inhale to roll one way. Exhale, returning through center, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, center. Once more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift head through center, looking straight ahead. As you exhale, look over the right shoulder, so bringing chin to shoulder. Inhale to look ahead, unwinding the neck. Exhale, shift so you're gazing over the left shoulder, left or chin to left shoulder. Just like before, moving with your breath. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, chin to right shoulder. Inhale, unwind, being mindful you're keeping your face and shoulders relaxed. Exhale to the left. One more each side. Inhale, unwind. Exhale. And last one. Once you return your gaze straight ahead, neck is neutral. You can exhale to bring chin back to chest. Spending a few rounds of breath here. If you'd like to interlace your fingers at the back of the skull, you can, allowing your elbows to bend and kind of relax towards the floor. The idea here is not to pull on the head, but just allow a tiny bit of pressure from your hands so you can find a deeper stretch through the back of the neck and the shoulders. Just like with any of our postures, if this doesn't feel good, you can always skip it or modify. So the modification would just be hands down. Your arms are lifted. You can release them back down. And then as you inhale, roll right ear to right shoulder again. This time, lift your chin up towards the top right corner of the room. So feeling a big stretch all along the left side of the neck into the collarbone and shoulder. Maybe you do a little exploring here, opening and closing the mouth. Maybe gliding the bottom row of teeth forward and back. Maybe opening the eyes really wide, looking all the way to the right, then all the way to the left. You're welcome to stay here, finding a nice deep stretch. Or if you'd like to add movement, on your exhale, you can bring chin down towards the right collarbone, cross the sternum, and point chin to the left collarbone. So drawing like a half circle with the chin. Inhale to scoop chin across the body and then lift it towards the ceiling. Maybe bringing teeth to touch. And exhale, sweep chin across the body over to the left collarbone. Inhaling to reverse that and sweep the chin back up towards the top right corner of the ceiling. Exhale, draw that little half circle. So maybe taking one or two more like this. Again, you're always welcome to hold the stretch if you'd rather. Staying there as long as you'd like. You're always welcome to come out of a posture sooner, stay longer. This is your practice. Next time the chin is lifted, pause. As you exhale, bring chin back to right shoulder. So it's like we're gazing to the right, chin to right shoulder. Inhale, reach your left arm overhead like you're raising your hand up high. Spread the fingers. As you exhale, bend your elbow so your fingers find the back of the neck. This is like the back. Root down through your sits bones. Lift your elbow up nice and tall. See if you can seal the shoulder blade onto the ribs. And then inhale, reaching arm overhead again. Raise your hand up high. Exhale, reach it out to your side, making a T shape. Spin the palm to face the back of the room. So you're internally rotating the left shoulder. And bend your elbow, and now the top of your hand is going to find the low back. Once it gets there, maybe you allow a little bit of a two-way push from low back into hand, hand into low back. So like this. Checking in to see that you're relaxing both shoulders as you hold this stretch. Being mindful you're still breathing steadily and not holding your breath. On an exhale, you can slowly unwind your arm from behind you and relax it towards your side. Inhale, still gazing to the right. As you exhale, unwind the neck, looking forward. Maybe just take a moment to compare how one side feels versus the other. And then as you're ready, chin to chest. Inhale, roll left ear to left shoulder. Lift the chin towards the top left corner of the ceiling. Maybe bring the teeth to touch. Explore any intuitive movements with the face and jaw. Maybe gliding bottom row of teeth forward and back. Opening and closing the mouth. Opening the eyes really wide, looking all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Maybe even bringing your hand to the right side of the neck and feeling where you're experiencing this stretch along the collarbone and shoulder. Again, you're welcome to stay like this, or if you want to add the movements like before, you can. Now, this side might feel different than the last, so you might choose different options to accommodate that. That's fine. If you'd like to continue on with the movements, as you exhale, bring chin towards sternum, crossing the chest, and pointing chin to right collarbone. Inhale, coming up the way you came, lifting chin back towards the top left corner of the ceiling. So just drawing these little half circles with your chin, going down and across the body. And inhaling, crossing the body and lifting up. Next time chin is lifted up, pause. As you're ready, you can bring your chin to your left shoulder this time. Checking in to see that your posture is still tall, face is relaxed, and as you're ready, inhale, raise your right hand up, spread the fingers wide, palm facing front of the room. Exhale, bend your elbow, fingers find the back of the neck. If you notice elbows pointing like towards your screen, see if you can lift it so it's pointing towards the ceiling. If you find there's a big curve forming in the low back, see if you can hug belly in towards spine and visualizing your vertebrae stacking. Inhale, raising your arm up overhead again. Exhale, reach out to the right, spin palm to face the back of the room so you're internally rotating the shoulder. And then bend your elbow, top of the hand finds the low back. And maybe you find that little two-way push, help encourage your really strong core. Keeping your posture tall and steady as you breathe. Softening on your exhales. One more round of breath here. On an exhale, you can release the arm out from behind you. Inhale, still gazing to the left. And exhale, unwind, facing the front. From here, you're welcome to take some intuitive movements of the shoulders, maybe rolling them forward a few times. This could be together, or maybe you alternate with shoulders going forward and then going the other way, rolling shoulders up, back, and down, maybe alternating. And if you want to kind of shake out the hands or get some of this energy in the upper body moving around a little more, do that. And then from here, we're going to make our way to a standing posture. So getting there in your own time. As you arrive, you can take your feet about hip distance. Maybe lifting the toes, spreading them apart, and then setting them back down on your mat. Feeling really grippy there. Checking in to see if you're like locking in your ankles or knees. And if you are, see if you can kind of give your body a little bounce, creating some more buoyancy in the joints. It might feel good to kind of shift left and right with your weight. Maybe shift forward and back. Checking in to see that head is stacked over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Palms face the front of the room. Allow for a little space underneath the armpits. Taking a few rounds of breath here, really rooting down through your feet. If you notice there's that curve in the low back again, maybe even find a little self-adjustment. Direct the pelvis down. So knees are slightly bent. Take a few more rounds of breath here. And then on your next inhale, reaching arms out beside you, making a T shape with the arms. As you exhale, we're going to cross left arm over right as you twist to the right with your torso. And then you're going to look over the back shoulder. So inhale, unwind the body and the gaze, face forward, arms reach out. Exhale, right arm over left as you twist to the left, looking over the left shoulder. So inhale, unwind through center, create space, arms reach out, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, left arm over right as you twist to the right, adding the next stretch by looking over the back shoulder. Inhale, unwind, create space through center, get really big. Exhale, right arm over left as you find your twist, getting small. Continue like that at your own pace. Inhale to unwind. Exhale to find your twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Continue finding a moving meditation here. Let's do one more on each side until you feel pretty evened out. And once you're finished, inhale through center. And as you exhale, very slowly bring hands to touch at the heart. A few rounds of breath here, checking in. Inhale here. And as you exhale, press your palms into one another and send your fingers towards the front of the room. So shoulder blades are peeling apart. Inhale, separate the hands, return to the T shape with the arms, and exhale, very slowly bring palms back to touch at heart. So just like before, we're gonna do this little moving meditation with our breath. Inhale, thumbs at heart. Exhale, hands push into one another as you send them away from your body. So shoulder blades separate, maybe even tuck the chin to chest. And then inhale, peel the hands apart, bringing shoulder blades to squeeze together. Maybe you lift the gaze, keeping chin tucked so your head isn't falling back. Exhale, palms return to touch at the heart center. Inhale here. Exhale, press palms together as you send hands away from the body, rounding through the back. Inhale, create space, separate the hands, squeeze shoulder blades together. And exhale, hands at heart. Continuing, inhale. Exhale, push hands into one another and away from the body. Inhale, separate hands, opening the heart. Exhale, palms touch. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one on your own. We'll meet with hands in a prayer position at the heart for a few rounds of breath. You're even welcome to bring hands to the low ribs. Working with some diaphragmatic breathing, sending your breath down to the low ribs. And then as you're ready, rooting down into your feet, we'll inhale, scooping arms up overhead, palms facing one another. So you exhale, hinging to the right, so bending a side bend with hands separated. So hands are in line with shoulders. See if you can encourage the shoulders to be stacking so your heart isn't facing the floor, but instead facing straight ahead, maybe even slightly lifting up. Inhale, press into the feet, use your core to lift through center, spread the fingers wide, and exhale, hinge to the left. See if you can press evenly into both feet, stacking shoulders. Remembering to breathe as you hold this stretch. Maybe you're building some heat in the body. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Maybe you take the left wrist with the right hand as you hinge this time. Inhale, come through center, reach both arms up. And exhale, hinge to the left again. Maybe you keep the hands separated, or maybe you take the right wrist into the left hand. Inhale through center, reach up. This time on your exhale, allow your right arm to come by your side. So palm pressing into the thigh. We're gonna reach overhead with the right arm. Maybe you keep both feet planted on the mat, or maybe you come onto the ball of the left foot. Find an even deeper side bend. Your gaze can be straight ahead, up towards the lifted hand, or maybe down towards your mat. Whatever feels best on the neck. As you're ready, inhale, come up through center, press both feet down into the mat. If the left heel was lifted, reach both arms up. Exhale, allow the left hand to come by the left side, so palm on left thigh. As you hinge to the left, reaching right arm overhead. Maybe you stay like this, or maybe you lift the right heel off the mat, coming onto the ball of the right foot, getting a deeper side bend. Still trying to stack your shoulders. Still breathing. Maybe you're feeling a little shaky here. That's normal. And on an inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, float the fingers back down. Inhale through the nose. Cleansing breath out, an open mouth. 2 more like that. Inhale. And then last one. Taking the feet a little bit wider than your hips, we'll do some bear twists. So keeping your joints really soft, we'll just start to twist from the torso, going side to side. Allowing your arms to be really floppy as they hang and kind of windmill side to side. Maybe even make loose fists. And start to tap out the kidneys. Give your low back a little massage. And slowing down, keeping your feet at this wider stance. Finding stillness through the center, facing straight ahead. We'll inhale to reach up with both arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. So finding a wider leg forward fold. Allowing for a slight bend in your knees so you're not locking them. See if you can encourage your torso to hang really heavy towards the ground. So relaxing your face, relaxing your shoulders. Maybe it feels good to shift your weight into the left foot and then the right foot, or alternate slightly bending one knee at a time for that little side to side movement. Or maybe staying still feels best today. It's up to you. Eventually finding stillness in the center. You can nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And then beginning to walk your hands over to the right, any amount. And maybe your hands aren't on the mat, maybe they're hanging, that's fine, but you're gonna just kind of, you can even walk your hands along your leg. So hands can be on the shin or ankle, or maybe they're on the ground. On an inhale, you'll come through the center, and exhale, guide your body, your torso over to the right, maybe walking the hands over there with you. Feeling a nice stretch for the back of the legs, release for the low back. Sending your breath into the back of the body. And eventually walking hands back through center. We'll inhale to lift halfway up, finding a flat back. Exhale, fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, half lift, flat back, crown of the head reaching towards the front of the room. Gaze down and slightly forward. Exhale, fold. Lifting hips up nice and high. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And very slowly pressing into your feet like you're trying to rip your mat in half left to right. We're gonna roll the body up back into a standing position. So shoulders and head lift last. And as you arrive, take a round of breath or two. Heel toeing the feet back in line with the hips. We'll do a few half sun salutations. So inhale, bending the knees, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, just like before, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, all the way to standing. Exhale, hands at heart. Continue, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, swan dive forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Gaze is down and slightly forward. Hands can be towards floor or on the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale through your half lift, reach arms up beside you, reverse swan dive, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. One more, inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press to the feet, lift all the way through standing. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll move into a sun salutation. So just adding on to that half sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, and this time bring hands to the mat, or if you have blocks or any props you can use under the hands, and step back 1 foot at a time to a plank pose. So knees are lifted. You always have the option to lower the knees in plank. But if you'd like to add in some strength building, wake up the body a little more, build heat, we'll hold here for 5, 4, hug the belly in, squeeze the glutes, 3, 2, press into your hands, 1, and lower the knees, untuck the toes, lower all the way down to the belly slowly. Once you get there, we'll take 3 rounds of cobra. These could be baby cobras. So hands come under shoulders, gaze is down, pressing tops of the feet into the mat, activating through the legs. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, back, down as the gaze lifts. Exhale, lower. Twice more, inhale, peeling chest up, keeping weight out of your hands, maybe even you hover them. Exhale, lower. 1 more, inhale, peel the chest up, cobra, maybe you get a little taller, pressing into the hands. And exhale, lower. Walking the hands out wider than your mat. So we're gonna tip the fingers and bring the elbows so they're at about a 90-degree angle. Forehead on the mat, just like before. Inhale, peel the chest up. We'll be a little taller this time. Exhale, wave the chest down. Twice more like that. Moving with your breath to lift. And exhaling, lowering down. Once more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. This time as you inhale, you have the option to dip the left shoulder down towards the center, allowing your left ear to relax towards the mat. Relaxing the glutes and legs as you hold this deep shoulder stretch. After about 3 rounds of breath, on an inhale, you can press into the fingertips, lifting back through center. And exhale, dip the right shoulder or opposite shoulder down, allowing the head to relax onto the floor. Maybe it hangs. If you have a blanket, you could always tuck it under the head. Relaxing glutes and legs and holding 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, press into fingertips, unwind, lift all the way up. Exhale, lower. Stretching both arms out now. So finding a T shape, palms facing down, forehead on the ground.
We'll begin to roll onto the right shoulder. So bring left hand in towards you, and you're going to roll onto the right hip and the right shoulder. So maybe you stack the legs on top of one another, or maybe you kind of stagger them. Using your left arm as like a little kickstand as you find this deep shoulder opener on the right side. Head can relax down. Again, if you have a blanket or something you want to bring underneath it, you can. On an exhale, you can roll back onto the belly, stretch both arms out, palms face down. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, slide the right hand in towards you as you roll onto the left shoulder and stack the right hip on top of the left. So maybe you keep your legs stacked, or maybe you kind of stagger the legs. See if you can relax through the spine and the core. On an exhale, you can roll onto the belly once more, stretching both arms long, and then stack one hand on top of the other underneath the forehead. Taking a few rounds of crocodile breath, so breathing into the ribs, feeling them expand in all directions on the inhales, and feeling the ribs deflate on the exhales. On an inhale, you can bend both knees and start to windshield wipe the feet left and right a few times. And then eventually you can bring the legs through the center, lower them down. In your own time, sliding hands under shoulders, tucking toes. You can press up directly to a full plank, or maybe you lift into a kneeling plank. Whichever you choose. We're gonna send the hips up and back for down dog from your plank pose. And once you get there, you can pedal out the feet. Maybe look under one arm with the gaze and then the other. And nod the head yes and no. Come up high onto the balls of the feet, and then try lowering the heels, lifting the toes, just exploring any movements that feel really nice. You've been welcome to kind of wave forward into up dog, wave back into down dog. Just exploring whatever movements feel really nice in your body. As you're ready, on an exhale, you can walk your hands back towards your feet, finding a forward fold at the back of the mat. A few rounds of breath once you get there. You're welcome to take opposite hands to elbows and sway side to side for ragdoll. The arms are lifted, you can eventually release them, and then inhale to find your half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. And then walk the hands back out in front of you, returning to your down dog. Inhale, lift right leg up nice and tall, toes point down, hips are square, big stretch for the back of the left leg. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, sweep left leg up, toes point down, hips squared, big stretch for the back of the right leg. On an exhale, lower the left foot down. Inhale, lift right leg once more, bend the knee, make a few circles with the knee, going one way and then the other way. And then squaring the hip and setting the foot down. Same thing on the other side, lift the left leg, bend the knee, few circles, oiling up the hip. Going the other way. And then setting the foot down. Taking the knees wide, we'll set them down on your mat, untuck toes. Seat towards heels as you walk the arms out in front of you for an extended child's pose with knees wide. Allowing your heart to melt down onto the mat. Maybe you bring your forehead to the mat, or maybe you find a blanket or a pillow for underneath your head. You're welcome to open and close the hands. Maybe spin the palms to face towards the ceiling. Maybe you take the palms onto the mat and walk the hands a little wider, finding like a V shape. Just exploring positions with the arms. Maybe you bend the elbows and make a prayer hand position, bringing hands to the back of the head. When you feel ready, you can slowly shift your weight forward, crossing ankles behind you as you sit back. Stretch legs long. And from here, come onto your back. So if you need to kind of scoot up on your mat so you're about in the center, and then gently rolling onto your back. Taking all the time you need to transition. Whenever you do arrive on your back, you're welcome to take some windshield wiper movements with the knees. So walking feet in towards your seat, taking feet about as wide as your mat, and then lowering knees one direction, lifting through center on inhales and lowering the other way. Eventually coming through the center, walking feet in so they're about hip distance, pretty close to your seat, toes pointing towards the short edge of the mat, hands by your sides, palms facing down. On an inhale, lifting the pelvis up, squeezing glutes and inner thighs towards one another while simultaneously pressing into your feet like you're trying to rip it in half left to right. Might feel good to walk your shoulders in towards one another. Staying in your bridge pose for as long as you like. Experiencing a nice counter stretch to that child's pose. As you're ready to come out of bridge, you'll slowly lower down from top of the spine and all the way down to the tailbone. Once you get there, hug both knees into chest and rock side to side. Might feel good to draw little circles with your knees going in one direction and then the other direction, massaging the low back. And from here, you're welcome to take any final postures. Happy baby might feel nice, taking knees as wide as the armpits. You can keep your knees bent, or maybe you stretch your feet up so they're facing the ceiling. Hands can be at thighs, calves, ankles, or edges of the feet, whatever feels best. Or maybe if you're craving a twist, you stretch the arms out beside you and roll onto one hip, lowering legs in one direction. So just taking the next minute or two to personalize this practice, weaving in any final stretches or postures you're especially fond of or that your body might be asking for. If you're feeling ready to go directly into your Shavasana, you can make your way there now too as well. You can choose to lay stretched out on your back,
If you're finding that's not very comfortable, especially for the low back, you can slide a blanket or some pillows under the knees. If you don't have any props, that's fine. Another nice variation to help with low back pain or vulnerability is to walk the feet as wide as your mat with knees bent and allow your knees to lower in towards one another. So that would look like this. You could even explore the opposite, bringing soles of the feet together, knees wide. Just taking as much time as you need to find whatever posture is going to be the most comfortable for your body, and the one that will facilitate the most relaxation for your entire body. So if being on your back doesn't feel right, maybe that's just not working today, you're always welcome to take a seated meditation posture for Shavasana as well. As you settle into stillness, whatever shape you've chosen, and return to that heart meditation from the beginning of class. So locating your breath as it's naturally occurring in your body. Once you've made that connection to your breath, you can begin to visualize it entering the nose, moving up past third eye, down the back of the throat, filling the lungs. As you exhale, allowing any tension to just melt out of the body. Maybe visualizing that release. Inhale through nose, watch the breath as it enters the body, filling the heart space. Exhale, chest deflates, softness washes all over the body. Take a few more rounds, guiding your breath into the heart space. And then after this next exhale, turning to your natural breathing, and giving yourself permission to do nothing as you rest here, absorbing the work we've done. Your mind wanders, you can always return to your intention or your breath to refocus on the present.
You can slowly begin to deepen your breathing, inviting awareness and sensation back into your body with each round of breath you take. Maybe inviting some small movements back into the body, grazing fingers along thumbs, maybe rolling out wrists and ankles, opening and closing the hands, wiggling toes, just doing whatever feels good, maybe taking a full body stretch, some cleansing breaths. Whenever you feel ready, you can roll off to one side, finding a kind of curled up fetal position, allowing yourself to feel held by the earth. As you're ready, you can gently use your hands to press yourself up, finding any comfortable seated posture. And relax the arms towards the ground beside you as you arrive and soften the gaze, or maybe continue working with your closed eyes. On an inhale, reaching arms overhead, growing tall. Exhale, bring palms to touch and lower thumbs to third eye. Pausing here to acknowledge devotion to this practice and all of the people who've preserved and shared it with us today, sending them gratitude and acknowledgement. Taking time to also acknowledge all of those who originally occupied the land that you're sitting on. And lastly, connecting to any of your ancestors or anyone special to you, living or past. As you're ready, you can lower hands to heart and send that reverence inward, thanking yourself for creating this time just for you and your practice. I'm so grateful to have been allowed to practice alongside you today. May there be peace in your mind, peace in your body, and peace in your heart. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you all. I'll be back next Monday, but I know Laura is teaching the noon class today and also full practice tonight at 6 o'clock. So yeah, schedule should still be kind of mimicking what it would be if we were all able to meet in person. Yeah, and hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, Joan.
Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, thank you, Erin. I'm glad you're able to join us.
Bye.
Yeah.